Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. Fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you mad at me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast,
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
and I'm Leroy. So, our viral video of the week, we got this guy here. His name is I don't know what podcast or anything like that, but his name is Funky Davina. So, if he named himself that, we already know where we going. He says that grown men shouldn't play video games. we'll listen to it, and you get your thoughts.
For the life of me, cannot get into grown ass men
Funky Daviva.
playing video games. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I am 40 years old. I have a lot of friends. I've got fraternity brothers. I've got friends who are doctors, lawyers, dentists. I've got friends who are dope boys. I got all.
So your friend,
He's full of shit.
is a dope boy, but yet grown men shouldn't be playing video games. So the dope boy is like terrorizing and creating destruction to his community. But that's cool because
Do you think
don't
he
play
actually
video
got dope boy street niggas as his friend? Like, cut it out.
games. No.
Types of friends, and none of them play PlayStation. It's just something about me and a woman that go with a man that play PlayStation. You deserve kitty games, kitty attitudes, and all the kitty shit that he put.
I hate when people talk like this. So my thing is, okay, so what's good? Okay, so the guy plays video games at his spare time. He goes to work and all that. We ain't talking about nobody that's not working and all living in some woman's house playing video games all day. We talking about a man who get up, work eight plus hours a day, and when he comes home at nighttime, he like to play video games. We're talking about that person. So okay, that's bad. But what hobby for a man is appropriate? Coming home drinking a pack of beer, is that
Yeah.
appropriate?
He's an idiot. He don't know what he's talking about with his female mannerisms and stuff. He don't know what is appropriate to for a man. Shit, I was Do you
Go
want to
ahead.
finish the video or did you just want to just go in?
Do you want me or you want me to finish it, or do you want to say what you wanted to say?
Go ahead, you can finish it.
Shoot through it. And I know it's a lot of hit holes on this thing right now. It would be the biggest turnoff to me if I was on the phone with my man. I say, babe, what you doing? And this nigga say, I'm on my way to GameStop to pick up the latest Madden.
Shit, I do that, but see, I go to GameStop on my lunch break.
It's females that buy these dudes' game systems, that buy them games. So what
Right.
the fuck is the problem?
Right.
He could never call me again.
So that's it. That's our
Oh,
boy
my
Funky Daviva. Devanva. I don't know how he would pronounce his last name, but yeah. Well, so with that name, we already know what type of fella this guy is. But
Sweet
hey,
and
look,
spicy.
I don't see nothing wrong with someone. Like I say, what's appropriate for a hobby or pastime that a man does? Smoke cigars, is that appropriate?
All right, so like in the military, a lot of those guys in the military would outside of the military, they was cops, they was firefighters, they was into mixed martial arts, all that shit. And we all play Call of Duty together. We played Call of Duty in Iraq, even when it was real life Call of Duty, but we still played Call of Duty too. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
played during drills when we got some downtime, we fucking shoot them up and we fucking fighting and shit. You know what I mean? Getting it on. So for him to say that like that, what a real man is he's a fucking joke.
Well, I assume this guy is trying to kick for women, but my thing is, when you go on a train, what do you see the women be doing? Playing games on their
see
damn
'em-
phone.
I see him doing a lot of Monopoly.
Yeah, exactly.
Monopoly go online. I see him doing crossword puzzles and what's that, words with friends, all those type of games. I see him
Mhm.
shopping and doing all that shit. So
So
kid-
go ahead.
I was just gonna say a lot of these game systems is so advanced that a kid wouldn't know how to even do what's going on. So it's made for adults.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, okay, so playing Monopoly is okay, but coming home and playing Call of Duty is not. Hey,
Yeah, he
look,
talking about my niggas in the street. I'd rather you shoot up 100 motherfuckers in a video game than shoot up motherfuckers in the streets.
right. So he know doctors and dope boys.
He's
our
a
boy,
female.
our boy here, Funky Devine. But I don't know what he doing, but that's just when men talk like that, they just trying to kick for women, for want women to be on their side.
Yes.
So we going to Dallas, Texas. We got 25-year-old Sadiq Shabazz murdered two sisters, 24-year-old Amaya Lockett and 22-year-old Jaciela Lockett. Jaciela, the youngest one, the 22-year-old, this is her boyfriend. He admitted to the killing, saying that he was in a rage. So here's the video.
Dallas police say a man who murdered two sisters admitted he did it in a rage. Amaya and Jalissa Lockett were shot to death early Saturday morning following an argument. The suspect was dating one of the sisters. The sisters both leave behind young children who lost their moms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the woman's father. Amelia is in Dallas tonight. Amelia.
Steve, their father tells me that the loss still doesn't feel real. He says that he wants the man who took his daughter's lives to be prosecuted to the fullest extent.
They were beautiful women coming into their own right, beautiful mothers.
This is how Chauncey Lockett will remember his daughters, 24-year-old Amaya Lockett and 22-year-old Jaleesa Lockett.
To have them gone is a piece missing.
Dallas police say the sisters were shot and killed inside their apartment on Washington Avenue, just south of Lemon Avenue, east of Central Expressway. Amaya's boyfriend was also shot, but is expected to survive his injuries. Police say Sadiq.
Now, this is her boyfriend. Look at the map he have on his face.
Right. So the dad didn't have a problem with them dating this guy, knowing he was in the streets and got tattoos all over his face and shit.
Oh, he had a problem, sir. But what can you do? She's 22. What you gonna tell her? What you gonna beat her? Beat it out of her? He seems like he was in their life. So oh boy, it was pretty much arguments about this.
No,
coming
now,
over.
now you say it seemed like he was in her life, but I don't think he was, because if he was, he might have raised him better to not date a dude with all these fucking gang tattoos all over his face and neck.
Shabazz, Jaleesa's boyfriend, was the shooter.
It was just shocking, like surprising.
Arrest documents say the four were hanging out at the apartment when Jaleesa and Shabazz started arguing. Amaya and her boyfriend went into the bedroom to get away when they heard a gunshot. When Amaya went to see what happened, Shabazz shot her and then shot her boyfriend as he tried to barricade himself in the bedroom. He was still able to call 911 and tell police what happened.
Like I said, disbelief, like, you know, you hear about violent crimes and
his name is Chauncey. Look how he spells it. Jaunchy. I wouldn't even know his name.
It's Chauncey.
Yeah, but they call him Chauncey.
Yeah, they fucking up. It's Chauncey.
Stuff like that happening, but you're always thinking, oh, it wouldn't happen to me.
Lockett says before the shooting, Jaleesa was questioning if she wanted to stay in the relationship. The arrest documents say
they had the wrong photo. That was the older sister, not the younger sister. The younger sister is the one that's dating this guy.
Shabazz admitted to shooting all three people.
So she was contemplating getting out of the relationship, huh?
Out of rage.
No, she didn't. He would have been at the hotel chilling with her and shit. She liked that thug life, and this is the type of shit that it leads to.
Police that he didn't mean to kill anyone.
It's crazy so to say that, you know, it was unintentional. There's nothing unintentional about killing two people and trying to kill a third person.
Lockett says Jaleesa's 2-year-old daughter was inside the apartment when the shooting happened. She wasn't hurt and is with family. Amaya's son was with his dad that night.
I'm going to make sure the kids remember exactly who they were.
Did she got kids with the banger?
No.
How outgoing Jaleesa was, how smart Amaya was.
And how they were doing their best.
Smart. I question that smart part.
Her kid was with the dad.
Okay.
But the oldest woman was, I'm assuming that was her place. That was her kid was there.
I hate how they say that. I mean, I feel bad that people that not really in the streets wind up dying, but you bring that around your kid in your life. You know what I mean? So don't sit here and tell me how smart she is that she start falling in love and dating a dude with tattoos all over his face and shit and carrying guns and in the streets.
Hey, look, she young, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, and that's the lifestyle.
But
Every
that there's a
drill
lot of there's a lot
rapper.
of consequences that come with that life. So you
But
really want
see,
this ain't the first story we heard of a nice girl that's fucking supposedly smart, but dating the wrong type of dudes, and then somebody get killed or shot up and shit.
well, Philip, women don't think that it don't. Okay, this dude shooting people, he hustling in the streets. They feel as though that's him. It ain't me.
Yeah, but he can have enemies. You can wind up walking down the street and they get back at him. They get at you.
Sir, you thinking logically, but this is a young girl. She wasn't thinking that way. I see your point, but that's what they feel as though all them dudes that be out here hustling and shooting people and all that stuff, that don't bother me. He come over, he spend money and all that stuff, but whatever he doing in the street, it don't really bother me like that. That's their mentality. But like you said, how you step foot outside with the guy, you don't know what he into because he's not gonna really tell you.
Mm-hmm. He robbing and shooting people and all this type of shit in them streets, and then you walking down the street with him, and both of y'all get hit up. That's
Yep.
been going on for years. So wouldn't you just learn from just watching the news and other stories of that shit happening too?
Mm-hmm.
Just getting used to not seeing them every day. That's going to be the hardest part.
Shabazz is currently being held here at the Dallas County Jail. He's charged with capital murder of multiple persons. His bond is set at $3 million.
Yeah, that was a sad story there. And the guy said he'd see him every day. So was he in their life?
Yeah. Question what he say, you know what I mean? He also said his daughter's real smart.
Well, we going to Wellington, Florida, where Norman Scott killed two of his neighbors over a basketball court dispute. Here's the report.
More details today about what led up to the death of a Wellington couple. Detectives say the pair was shot by their neighbor.
The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office revealing today that a dispute over a basketball net actually escalated into shots being fired in this case. It happened in the Black Diamond gated community just north of the mall right there at Wellington Green. WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore has been digging through the Sheriff's Office report on this. He begins our live team coverage.
Well, you know what's more to the story. They probably been beefing for a while. Not to say they deserve to get shot, but it definitely wasn't over. So all of a sudden, he going to start shooting them over a basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, Chris.
Yeah, we went ahead right away and got our hands on this arresting documentation from the Palm Beach County.
There you go, Chris Gilmore. All these reporters always sound the same with this fake-ass voice that they put on.
Sheriff's Office outlining the case.
Say it again.
I said they got to do what they got to do to get them checks.
Wow, hey, here's the report.
Against suspect Norman Scott. The most powerful piece of evidence by far in here is about 2.5 minutes worth of surveillance video coming from Scott's own home. Now, in the report, deputies allege that Scott says that he only shot and killed two of his neighbors after he was attacked. The surveillance video, though, tells a different story. Deputies responded to a 911 call.
Now, going well, if you living in a gated community like that, you have some type of, I'm assuming this was a well-to-do area or upper middle class. Now, they're going to have cameras everywhere. Why in the hell would you think you would lie like that?
Related to a shooting in the Black Diamond community in Wellington around 5:26 p.m. on Saturday, May 4th. After arriving at the address on Galleria Street, deputies report they found the bodies of Tara Jones and Taylor Jones dead in their front yard. A witness in the report who heard the incident from inside their home came outside to render first aid. Allegedly, the witness asked suspect Norman Scott if he heard anything, at which point Scott replied, "Don't worry, I shot them both." Scott then explained to the witness that he had been arguing with his neighbors about a basketball hoop on property boundaries. The arrest affidavit says two of the surveillance cameras recorded the shooting, which show Taylor Jones removing debris out of the yard and escorting his children's bicycle back in front of his home. In the report, Scott expressed during the argument both neighbors attacked before he shot them. Investigators noted that Scott's house had several surveillance cameras directed towards where the shooting occurred. At around 5:25 and 57 seconds, deputies note the surveillance video shows Scott reaching into his right side and retrieving a handgun. Jones immediately began backing away with both his hands in the air. Scott is then seen pointing the firearm at Jones, and he begins shooting. PBSO reports the suspect then turns the handgun on Tara Jones and shot her while she was on her property 20 to 30 feet away from Scott. After shooting her, detectives said Scott walked back to his home while passing Taylor Jones on the ground. Scott shot him an additional 2 times.
Goodness gracious, man. Shit.
According to the
This is why dealing with neighbors is a tricky subject.
report, a forensic investigator determined each victim was shot 3 times. So a lot to go through in this report, but at no point in it do deputies describe Scott as being attacked. Reporting live from the Black Diamond community in Wellington, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
Chris, you better get some bass in your voice.
No, that's how he gonna talk. That's his news voice.
Once he get his foot in the ground and he got been there for a little bit, you know what I mean, get comfortable, then he should just go ahead and relax.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell would he lie like that. No, a gun world, them people got cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. And he shot all of them at least 3 times.
Yep.
That's some hate right there, boy.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to Clean, Texas, where 42-year-old Clean Cane High School cosmetology teacher Carissa Grisby and her son, 20-year-old Roger McGee, was accused of recruiting and trafficking teenage victims. Here's the report.
Today, we are learning new details about disturbing allegations against a Klein ISD cosmetology teacher.
This afternoon, Kedra Grigsby and her son are both behind bars on charges of child sex trafficking and prostitution. Michelle Choi has the latest from court.
Yeah, Kedra Grigsby waived her initial court appearance this morning. She was given a total bond of $750,000. The 42-year-old mother and her son, 21-year-old Roger McGee, are accused of recruiting and trafficking teenage victims.
The allegation is that Ms. Grigsby, in conjunction with her son Roger, was operating a prostitution enterprise with 3 female juvenile complaining witnesses, at least 3.
According to Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, the victims were 15, 16, and 17-year-old students and reported runaways. It's alleged Grigsby
Fast, just what we talked about before. Mm-hmm.
Recruited troubled juveniles from local high schools.
I'm not justifying what she was doing or whatever, but this teacher and her son, they weren't like strong arming and knocking girls out and all that stuff. Those girls was willing participants. They were fast, running away, being out on the street and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They said, hey, if you want to do that, but then I'll provide you a safe place and you just give me some money.
Schools by offering them a place to stay at a motel.
The investigating officer evidently determined that there's at least one occasion where Ms. Grigsby had paid for the motel room that was used in the prostitution enterprise.
Grigsby is accused of transporting the victims too. In court, prosecutors said at least 2 of the teens were seen in a car allegedly driven by Grigsby at the motel. We also learned Grigsby and her son allegedly used Zelle to transfer money. Investigators say they found text messages between the two talking about payments and fees, as well as messages sent between her son and the victims. According to Klein ISD, Grigsby is a certified cosmetology teacher at Klein Cane High School. We're told she was hired back in 2019 and passed a background check at the time. The district says Grigsby was immediately relieved of her teaching duties and placed on administrative leave Monday after they learned about her arrest, which they say happened off campus.
So what? Why they ain't fire her?
Right.
What's all this administrative leave shit? She should be fired. She's about to go to jail.
Yep.
Notify shortly after. The district says they weren't aware of the allegations or her alleged connection to her son, who investigators say was arrested in 2022 for similar charges until yesterday when the sheriff's office alerted them.
So they've been pimping for 3 years, 3 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, Grigsby, who we learned lives with her husband and 2 children.
Oh, and she got a husband and other kids too.
Damn. She done threw her life away for a couple dollars. You know they making a lot.
Right.
is charged with 3 counts of trafficking a child and 3 counts of compelling prostitution of juveniles, but will likely face additional charges, according to prosecutors, who anticipate more victims to come forward. Grigsby is expected to face a judge in criminal court tomorrow morning. Back to you.
All right, this next report is from one of the victims of this child trafficking report.
I was taking drugs, I was smoking weed, I was drinking.
Okay, was you doing all this before you got with these two people?
Yes. The two people gave her some direction, said you can make some money doing this.
Yep. And we're not justifying anything, ladies and gentlemen, but it is what it is. These girls was fast and they already was out in the street.
You funny with your little disclaimer.
no, because somebody would say that.
They'll say it anyway. They'll say it anyway. They'll say we victim blaming and victim shaming and all that shit anyway. It is what it is.
Right. Like they forced her, come here, little girl, and smoke this weed. Who would do something like that?
And off of it, I just didn't feel like myself anymore.
Only on Fox here tonight.
Here's our boy. That's the original guy that need bass in his voice, as you said.
An inside look at a prostitution scheme police say was run by a former Klein ISD teacher and her son, Roger McGee.
Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle has an exclusive interview with a young woman who says she was a victim in the 2022 case that led to this arrest. He joins us live from the Harris County Jail. Sherman.
It's a really sad story, Caroline and Anthony.
So, as you said, that Sherman been there for a while because he doesn't talk that way.
Yeah, Sherman chilling and shit.
The girl and her mother said that this was a really traumatic time in their lives. They were crying as they told this to me. They decided to speak to us after.
Come on, man, don't be fooled. I know you've been around a long time to be fooled by them shedding tears and all that stuff.
Seeing Kedra Grigsby was arrested earlier this week. They say that
like these two people forced them in the van or something.
They already said the girl was a runaway, a problem child, you know what I mean, and doing the drugs and shit in them streets.
Right.
So the lady just gave her direction.
And food to eat and a place to stay. Hey, you can just stay. You just break us off.
Grigsby would often.
We'll take you. I'm assuming they do this all on the internet. We'll take you to the spot, and my man there, he'll probably like watch over him like a security guard.
Mm-hmm.
So if something happened, he right there.
Interact with the girls during their time working as sex workers for McGee. We want to warn you, some of the details in this case, pretty disturbing.
Then why are you talking about it?
When he picked me up from the front of my apartment, he was running everything down to me, and it was basically like I had no way out.
A 17-year-old.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now how did these guys meet? How did they meet? So she was just standing out there minding her business, and he just rolled up on her and started talking about pimping.
They said she was a runaway in them streets. So what's she talking about? He pulled up at my apartment. Right. How did he know where you live? He pulled up because you already discussed it, and he was coming to get you.
Yep.
As Jane Doe tells Fox 26 about the time she spent working as a prostitute for Roger McGee. The man was arrested in November 2022 for solicitation of prostitution and trafficking, one day after Jane Doe was found in Hotel Royale off FM 1960. Jane says she met McGee through a mutual friend and told her McGee would take care of her and give her money.
She left out the part of that I had to sell my body.
Jane, so they just gonna give you money for nothing? They're gonna give you money and a place to stay for nothing.
Yeah, she's a joke. She's lying too. Follow up with her in 2 months, and I bet you she's still on a fucking stroll.
See, their mistake was they should have never start messing with these young girls. I don't know what the hell was they thinking about. Yeah. They should have left these damn young girls alone.
If they was high school, it wouldn't be no big deal. It would be a fucking pimp and his fucking hookers.
Yep.
Says she started out walking along the Bissonnette track.
I was just seeing all these women half naked, all these strange guys yelling, basically barking at me.
A week later, her pictures were placed on websites online. She said she and 2 other young girls would each have sex with at least 10 different men each night.
Okay, now where did these pictures come from? What these people just force you to take a picture and post it online, or you gave them these pictures for them to post, or you posted that shit on your own?
Her and the other two girls was taking pictures of each other, posting it.
Mm-hmm.
In various hotels. Jane and her mother were arguing at the time of her disappearance. October 7th, 2022 was the last time her mom heard from her. She got into Jane's Instagram messages and reached out to a man she had never seen before.
I said, hey, have you seen my kid? I've been looking for her. He responded back and said, Roger McGee responded back and said, I don't know this.
But in November, her daughter contacted her from a private number, threatening to end her life. Her mom, along with the police, found Jane in the hotel in horrible shape from being abused and drugged. Jane says McGee's mother, Kedra Grigsby, the former Klein ISD teacher who was arrested for the same charges this week, would interact with her often.
I kept telling them people, I said, go arrest the mama. Because my baby told me that she was the one getting them hotel rooms. And I said, oh, no, mommy, she a church-going lady. She's so nice. When I met her, she was nice. I said, no, I have a son, too. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to keep getting rooms for underage girls for my son.
Wow. Well, there's so much more that we can't fit into a newscast. We're going to have an extended version of this interview on Fox Local later on tonight. Kedra Grigsby and her son both await their days in court. Also want to remind everybody that for the second time this week, Klein ISD said that the claims made in a Wednesday press conference were false. They did everything they could to get Grigsby out of the campus, out of the way of Klein ISD students after they found out that she was allegedly accused of all the allegations that we heard about just now. Reporting from Harris County Jail, Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
So they said the girl was a runaway. So how hard was the mom looking for her? Did you put her out? Was she already on drugs and drinking and fasting, not listening and cutting up in school? So you told her to get out?
Yes.
That's what I think too. So how she's saying I looked all over for her. She's on a stroll in the streets. All you have to do is, if you got a daughter of age and you know she fast, that's the first thing you do is go to where the girls hang out at. Strip clubs, the strip where they walking around, that type of shit.
So she asked the son. She got into the girl's Instagram, and I guess she saw the texting between her and the pimp son. So she asks him, "Have you seen the daughter?" What you think he gonna say?
Just like he said.
Right. Yeah, she right here, sitting right next to me. Yeah, their mistake was getting involved. They should have never got involved with these young girls. Never should have got involved with these young girls. That's why they're in trouble, by getting involved with them young girls like that. So we going to Miami, Florida, where Sinitra, Naomi Pitts, and Wendell Sweetenborough were arrested after beating two CVS employees over a confrontation about a morning after pill. Here's the report.
Crime alert, a store clerk attacked. Police say a customer got into a heated confrontation with a CVS employee, then left.
And yes, that's a man.
The store. Which one is a man?
Wendell Sweetenborough, that's the one on your left.
A very violent turn when she came back, leading to 2 arrests. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter joins us live from Miami to explain the story.
You said it's a man?
Yes.
The baby hair is touching her eyebrows. What's up with that?
Want to go back and look at the picture?
I already seen it. I mean, you want to take a look, you probably paid no mind, but the baby hairs is touching her eyebrows. Like, when are you gonna stop with this foolishness?
They'll show it again.
Well, this violent confrontation all started over an argument over the morning after pill. Police say 2 people beat up 2 employees at this CVS. Wendell Sweetenberg and Shane Tria.
Yes, it's touching her, touching her, whatever he conduct himself. I mean, his name is Wendell. I assume this is a man.
The baby hair touching their eyebrow.
Okay, yeah. Like, come on, who walks around like this?
The Pitts are facing strong armed robbery charges after a bizarre, violent confrontation involving the morning after pill Plan B. It happened at this Miami CVS at 4800 Biscayne Boulevard. According to an arrest report, this all started when a store clerk accused one of the suspects of trying to steal Plan B. The report says, quote, since she had opened the box, she has to purchase the medication. The defendant became enraged and began yelling that she has the money to pay and she's not a thief.
And why you open the box then? Who does that? Now, the only time I've seen people do that is when it's like grapes, they about to buy some grapes or something, and they'll open the grape and like have a couple. Who gonna go there and
I ain't know people
Plan
still did that stuff, because that stuff, you gotta clean that stuff off. When we were kids, we used to eat all that shit in the market.
Yeah, they still do it. Like you open the box, you was playing and stealing and got caught.
Now, who was stealing it? This one?
Yes.
The woman paid for the medication but came back into the store with her co-defendant and began
Her bodyguard
beating up the employees.
This is behind the registers where she entered, where no one's allowed.
The store manager talked about what happened in bond court.
You decided to come back to the CVS and put your hands on me and another employee.
Both employees were hospitalized.
That's the dumbest thing too I've ever seen too. Like how they got these CVS's, and what's the name is like that too. What is it, Walgreens? Yeah. Where they have like the register in the middle of the floor, and anybody can just walk right behind it. That's like the dumbest thing in the world.
Now the suspects could spend up to life in prison if convicted.
Life?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
First degree to murder ain't even getting life.
Right.
It took a real toll on us, not just mentally, but physically as well.
Both suspects remain in jail, and the judge had some strong words for
There's our baby, Miss Mindy Glazer. Every time that court cam, she's always on in every episode.
She made a conscious decision to go into the CVS store, and the lady offered to let her pay. They even stole the keys for the store. Didn't even return them. They stole her phone. Didn't return it.
That manager also
God,
told
they
the
some
judge
fucking dummies. Motherfuckers threw their life away on some bullshit.
Yep. I don't know if it's I heard someone say on one of these YouTube channels that it's a slow suicide. And I kind of agree with them. It's like they don't want to like kill themselves, but like when people say I ain't afraid to die and be doing all this reckless shit out here, I mean, what do you think is bound to happen? Okay, you walk in there, you was trying to steal, they caught you, you paid for it, you bring the bully back to beat up two of those ladies in the store and steal the keys. I mean, there's cameras everywhere in the CVS. What do you think is going to happen to you? Like you was gonna get away with that? That's why I said maybe the slow suicide thing is correct. I don't know, but it's just weird to me, like you said.
She's worked for CVS for 15 years, and this was the first time she's been attacked.
She worked for CVS for 15 years, and now she on disability because that's what the hell I would do. They hit me, my ass would be laying right down on the floor, waiting for an ambulance to come and get me. And I had PTSD, my back hurting, everything would be wrong with me.
We're live in Miami. Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
All right, now we going to Middletown Township, Pennsylvania, where I know I'm going to butcher this lady's name is Anjaya Borsha Yurmova. Is facing charges after authorities said she lied about an attempted rape and attack in a Bucks County grocery store parking lot. They'll break down the story in this report. Here you go.
And the big story in Action News is attempted rape charges dropped against a man wrongfully accused after he spent more than a month behind bars. Tonight, a 20-year-old Bucks County woman says she lied about the attack after police said her story didn't add up. Action News reporter Caroline Goggin is live in Middle.
They already knew it didn't add up in the beginning. So why the hell was my man in jail for 2 months, he said, or a month?
A month.
Okay, why was he in jail for a month then?
I think 32 days, I believe.
Okay, so they already knew that he something wasn't adding up. So why was he in jail?
Because they take the female word for it. She said, this is the guy that did it. Without proof or anything, they lock your ass up. This is the way the world is.
Middletown Township, Bucks County, with the full story. Caroline.
Well, Rick, this is a story we reported on a month ago, and tonight I spoke with the attorney who represents the man who was accused of attempted rape and kidnapping in this grocery store parking lot. That attorney tells me that that woman's story never added up and that the update in this case is better late than never. 41-year-old Daniel Pearson.
And not to mention that this man is Daniel Pearson. First of all, they already knew something wasn't up anyway, but they had his name and picture plastered in the first report.
Well, they do that all the time.
See, this is why I talk about how things like this can ruin this man's name because he didn't do anything, but yet I'm assuming he lives around in that area, and that's a small area, so people gonna look at him and hey, ain't that guy in
That's what,
on the parking lot?
See, our laws and our system is so fucked up. Is because they don't want to show the victim faces because they want to protect their identity in case backlash or anything like that.
Right.
But then you show the guys that's accused of shit. Well, they're a victim too. Once you find out they didn't do it,
Right.
but it's too late. Their shit has been already plastered over. Now anytime you see this guy, you say, "Oh shit, that's the bull right there." That he ain't blinking the guy.
Yep. And suppose he want to go and get a job somewhere,
Right?
And they get that Google on and this shit pop up. And you think they're going to hire him? But he ain't do anything though. But they're already going to hire him.
They shouldn't show nobody faces until you have evidence and somebody is found guilty. Then you can show their face.
Right.
Is home with his family tonight, out of jail after the Bucks
And
County.
hell, I said, look, looking for a job. He probably done lost his job because he been in jail for 32 days. Ain't no job gonna keep me for 32 days. First of all, they think I raped the lady, and I'm in jail for 32 days. They fired him.
Yep.
DA says
Do you really want to go back there where everybody looking at you funny? Hey, they just I don't know if he can sue or anything, but
yeah, he can sue the city. Because they should have did a better job investigating. They should have locked him up for 30 days on some bullshit.
Right.
He was wrongly accused of attempted rape and kidnapping. This is the woman who accused him of those crimes, 20-year-old Angela Yurimova. Police in Middletown Township said Yurimova called them on the night of April 16th, claiming a man grabbed her in the parking lot of the Redners off Lincoln Highway and attempted to pull her pants down while he carried and pulled her back toward his truck. Yurimova said she was able to break free and that he drove away.
So this is a big parking lot with cameras everywhere. So did any of this pick up or the camera?
No, because she parked all the way in the back where it was dark and no cameras.
Oh, okay.
Police used a license plate reader system that spotted a similar truck nearby. They tracked it to Pearson, and he was held at the Bucks County Correctional Facility on $1 million bail. A new complaint now states Daniel Pearson was charged with multiple felony offenses and remained incarcerated for a total of 31 days before Yurimova admitted to her lies. The complaint states that shortly after his arrest, officials received information from Pearson's family that warranted further investigation. So detectives reviewed surveillance video and found at no point in the video did Pearson's truck.
So even her family said that she was lying.
No, that's his family.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But even still, why the cops needed somebody to call to do this? They should have done this on their own when they was investigating. They should have been in jail for no 30-something days on some bullshit.
Okay, well, here's the thing also. Okay, they picked up the truck on that licensing police camera thing, but the truck never went inside the parking lot.
Right.
So she just described the truck, but the truck was like already on the street. You would have the truck going in the driveway of the supermarket.
Yes. When this story first broke, I told the girls at work, this sounds like some bullshit. They're like, "Oh, here you go." I said, "Hold on." She said she got off of work at like 9 o'clock at night, and she wanted to stop past the grocery store on the way home. But she parked in the back of the parking lot where it's dark, no lights, no cameras. That right there already tells me like you on some bullshit. A female at night will park in the front where the lights is at, where more people is at, where the cameras is at. So her parking way in the back already knew whatever after that is some bullshit.
Travel through any part of the path Yurimova claimed the vehicle took. Yurimova was called to the DA's office for questioning last Thursday, and because of more inconsistencies in her story, she was called back in on Friday. That's when the complaint states Yurimova admitted that she had lied about the entire incident and that no assault occurred. Yurimova said she had seen Pearson and his truck before in the parking lot of her old job and that he was, quote, creepy. All charges against Pearson have been dropped. And now Yurimova is the one facing charges. She is currently in jail and is due back in court sometime later this month. And according to that criminal complaint we got our hands on earlier today, Yurimova told police that she was going to admit to them at some point that she had lied about this entire.
Yeah, it's
Sure
been
you
like 5
was.
years, like 10 years from now.
She
You know
wouldn't have
how they
said
do.
nothing. She wouldn't have said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Entire situation. At some point, she was going to tell them that before the court proceedings. She also told police that she admitted to her father that she had lied about all of this. We're live in Middletown Township tonight. I'm Carol.
Say it again.
Because she's a young female, she's going to get slapped on the wrist and go about the rest of her life. When we need when these girls do shit like this, or anybody, and not just females, but mostly girls do this type of shit, make up charges on people. But if he was going to, he already did 30 days, so that 30 days should be tacked on to whatever she get, and then she should be charged with a high penalty to make other people not want to do that. You can't just charge somebody with rape and fucking attempted kidnapping like that and ruin their life, and you supposed to just live the rest of your life like it ain't nothing.
Do they still she only probably only going to get probation. Do they still do that weekend? You go to jail for the weekend?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, they'll probably give that to her.
And she needs to do 30 days straight like my man did, 31 days straight, and then whatever else the charges lead up to.
Yep. Well, we going to Chicago, Illinois. We got a street entrepreneur. Street entrepreneur, get your money, do your thing. Fuck all the haters. You do you. We got Chicago area teens steal $583 worth of luxury, $583,000, I'm sorry, worth of luxury vehicles. Here's the report. I think this is bullshit too. Well, we'll see the report. This was back in February, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
A newly released surveillance video now from Waukesha police. So thieves breaking into a Land Rover dealership Sunday and stealing several luxury SUVs. The suspects are teens from the Chicago area. Stephanie Quirk has an update on the.
Now, quick question. Now, okay, you see all the cars there.
Convoy of cars.
Okay, now, do you think that these young men are that bold to do something like that, or is someone in charge?
There's definitely someone in charge that they work for. They already got the ins and outs. Like, you're in the garage. You didn't have to drive the car through the garage. All you had to do is hit a button and the garage door go up. You're already in.
Mm-hmm. So, well, great minds think alike, because I think that if some big man is in charge or something and got these little young boys doing shit like this.
Definitely.
The investigation.
This video captured inside Field's Volvo in Waukesha around 6 Sunday morning.
They didn't start running until they got close to the cars. Well, they already in the office building. They getting a walk on. So then they hurry up and got the cars or whatever. No, it's something more to the story. Maybe
how they know where the keys was at? Like that's why they went in the offices to get the keys. The keys are in the office drawer.
Maybe it's an insurance scam. I don't know.
A group of people all wearing black running
This is them taking the keys right here
through the dealership while business is closed. Moments later, an SUV rams through the dealership.
I mean, they don't seem to be in a rush. They just seem like to be chill.
Then multiple luxury vehicles drive out of the lot.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Jim Tolkien with the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee says crimes like these aren't easy to prevent.
I spoke to the dealership that was broken into, and they literally did everything that is feasibly possible.
Police say the thieves stole.
From what they say that economically now, everything is going up, the groceries and the utilities and all that stuff. So from what they say is a lot of people are not buying cars, and these dealerships are overstocked.
Definitely.
Now this is a Range Rover dealership, so ain't too many people is going there and buy Range Rovers if everything is so high now.
Right.
I'm thinking, go ahead.
I was gonna say the guy said they did everything they had to do, but all they had to do where the exit is at is put those rumble spikes there.
Yes.
So when y'all close those spikes up and they can't get them down, you know what I mean? So any car that rode across there would have busted tires. They wouldn't have been going far anyway.
Right.
So cut it out with this bullshit. They did everything they could.
Okay, now hold off on that one, what you just said. Now with these new cars now, with the new technology, that if the tire get punctured, you can drive it for like another 50 miles or some shit like that. Now,
Yeah, but it'd be easier to notice. Like you're gonna pass a cop or something, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Because they know, even though you can drive one, it's not driving like a normal tire would.
Right.
9 luxury cars from the dealership.
Damn, 909.
This incident eventually prompted a police chase starting in Milwaukee County and ending in Kenosha.
They basically drive them around, or maybe they're used to commit other crimes.
Police charged a 17-year-old earlier this week. However, authorities say they are still on the search for 8 other suspects.
Damn, the one that got
the
caught,
slow
huh?
one. Right, he the slow one.
3 stolen cars.
Well, you saw First 48. He gonna give up the fucking info.
Yeah.
On-site security after closing, whether it be every night, make sure all the keys are locked in lock boxes.
No shit, Johnny. They should have been doing that from the jump anyway.
That's why I say they on some bullshit. The keys just sitting there, and like you
Right.
said, it almost seemed like it was an inside job.
Right. Because
Hey, y'all, here go where the keys gonna be at. You know what I mean?
right. And if that was me and I did some shit like that, man, I'd be running like quick, fast, in a hurry to try to get the fuck up out of there. They not like they ran here.
And while
But
Tolkien says
then they
upping
stopped
security
running. They stopped
measures
running when
could
they get
be
over there.
But they never another big giveaway is they never went into the offices to look for the keys. They already knew where the keys was at. They all ran right to the key rack and passing them out. How do you know what key go to which car? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Now all that shit seemed like it was already set up.
Mm-hmm.
The cost involved is significantly less than what's going to happen if you have 7, 5, 4, 10 vehicles that get stolen.
That was Stephanie Quirk reporting there. Police say 4 of the 9 vehicles have been recovered, some right here in the Chicago area.
They're
gonna tell that young boy. Now we know you sold 1 car, so you're looking at 10 years for that. But since we ain't got nobody else and there's 9 cars stolen, we're gonna charge you with all 9 cars unless you give us something.
Yeah. So
all right, man, and duty.
Damn, you cold. So you think he done gave them up, huh?
Yeah. You the only one get caught, so how to get the other 3 cars?
All right.
You start
low jack with low jack. Would they call it low jack now? Is that outdated reference if I said low jack? That's outdated.
They got something else where these new cars, they can just shut them off. You can't even drive them or nothing. So
that's the same thing how we were talking about the when the guy had went there and got a Tesla with the fake account, got the Tesla. Dad, you know you can call a Tesla dealership, the Tesla headquarters, and get them the VIN number, and they can shut the damn car down.
Yep.
So anything sports related you want to talk about?
Let's see. Nothing. I know these Eagles fans are going to be going crazy because they talk about Kenny Pickett is outshining Jalen Hurts in OTAs.
Yeah, I saw.
Now this guy sat there with Pittsburgh with weapons all around him and couldn't do shit. Now he come here. It's the same shit like when they wanted what's the guy we just had that we got from Jacksonville? They wanted him to take over as our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Same shit.
It's bullshit. And you notice they always do that with the brother quarterbacks. Like they ain't good enough or something. For some reason they can't read.
That couldn't do shit as a starter somewhere else, and all of a sudden you want to make him your starter.
Yeah, the Super Bowl quarterback. All of a sudden, I guess he can't. What they trying to say? He don't know the offense or can't read offense and all that type of shit.
They just said the ball looked better, more sharper, and better in OTAs.
Well, shit, maybe Jalen Hurts is just going through the motions, like he really want to be there anyway, like his job is actually in jeopardy or something, and he just rolling through the motions.
I promise you, if Jalen Hurts have a down year, they're gonna be wanting Kenny Pickett to be the starter because he's young. You know they like those type of quarterbacks that just sit in the pocket and throw it.
Mm-hmm. Right. I want to talk about stuff that we always say. Pat yourself on the back. How we always talk about how there's no girl club and all that stuff. Like they try to make it seem like with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Our girls, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, I don't know what it is. All these people hating on our girl Caitlin Clark for because my mentality is if I'm a basketball player in the WNBA and this young lady comes around. And okay, she's getting notoriety, she's getting contracts, and when she plays, the ratings go up when it's a televised game. The ratings are going to go up. that means to me, my mentality is that's more revenue. First of all, that's more people looking at me. If they looking at her, they looking at me. That's more revenue, which makes me think that, well, when my contract is up, I'm gonna get me some more money. But no, these girls want to constantly hate on Caitlin Clark.
Is
And
that
then
is that is that jealousy, selfish shit? Yeah, they're not looking at the big picture.
and then you see how that player she attacked Angel Reese two times in the
Hmm.
same play.
That's
And
because they don't like these new college girls coming here getting all the shine.
right.
So they're trying to fuck them up at any chance or take shots at them any chance they can get.
Mm-hmm. I say, get as much shine as you want to, because if it benefit you, it's gonna benefit me. If I'm a good player out there and my contract is up, I want some more money. Cause if they getting it, I'm gonna get it.
Well, I
Can't do
told.
anything now because I'm under contract, you know. But I'll wait till when my contract is
Mhm.
up and I'm gonna get me some more money. Go ahead.
It's definitely favoritism, and they're showing favoritism to Caitlin Clark because probably because she's a white girl and she's so
Mm-hmm.
good. You know what I mean? But as other girls that done way better than her, won championships in college, done all of the same shit, player of the years. They got more recognition in college and more achievements in college, and they didn't get the props and hype that she got. But so what? Let her enjoy the hype because y'all all gonna benefit from it. You know what
Right.
I
Well,
mean?
the thing about her is, yeah, it could be because she's white. I mean, so what? I mean, look at Eminem. But the thing about her is she plays like Steph Curry, and people like to see that video game type of basketball where you
Hmm.
shooting 3 pointers damn near half court and then go in. That's how she plays,
Well,
and she has a high basketball IQ too, by the way. But go ahead.
so me and Mike had this talk because he's saying she's changing the game. She's gonna get more viewerships and all this. I said no, it's gonna be a bump for a little while. It'll level back out and come back down to earth, and it's gonna still be a shitty ass sport. And it's
Damn, we
gonna
go
and it's gonna stay that way until females start supporting it.
right.
Because men in groups are not buying season passes or not saying, hey, let's go to a WNBA game. You need
Hmm.
females to support that game. And if these females tell their boyfriends or their husbands, I want to go to these games, or take your daughter to the game, that's how it's going to grow. But if you just leave it to men is going to go pay for what they want to see.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Anything else sports related?
I was talking to my cousin the other day. He told me I was crazy because I said trade Embiid.
Oh, you crazy?
And he was like, "Oh, y'all need to have a talk about what the Sixers should do." You know what I mean? I said, "Yeah, we did a little bit." He said we talked about it on the podcast.
Right.
I said trade him, and he said, "Yeah, but you crazy for saying that." Really? He said, "Well, if you saying trade him B because we ain't going there, that means trade Maxi." I said, "That don't even make sense." I said, "Maxi only been
No.
here for like 3 years, and B been here for 10. One is
Mm.
like 23, the other one is like 31 or something. That's a big difference."
And see, I'm thinking now, like his value is drastically lower now than when we was talking about that from the jump, because he got knee problems, and we don't know with the Bell palsy. You know that can affect your sight, with your
Mhm.
eye jumping around and all that stuff.
I don't think his value dropped. I think it's leveled at the same because even though it came up with the Bell palsy, he still averaged 33 points and led the league in scoring.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
that was towards the end of the season when he got the Bell palsy, right? Or was that during the season?
It was towards the end of the season.
Right. So the season was almost over with. Well, but we don't know how he's going to react. Come
No,
October.
because unless it get worse, but it's supposed to be able to go away too. So if he got it before the end of the season and he still put up big numbers because he had a 50-point game in the playoffs.
Right.
So I don't want to hear like you can't have a bad game and say, "Oh, the Bell palsy kicked in and I'm struggling with this and that." Then turn around and have a dominating 50 and 18, so it ain't affect you that game.
Okay. So wonder if it does come back. If you were another team, if you were GM of another team, would you still want him?
I would get him if I was a GM on another team, but I wouldn't give up a lot to get him because I can't have him on a supermax contract, only playing 60 games a year and being hurt in the playoffs, and then you want the bank for him. I'm not giving you up a whole bunch. I'll get him if I can get him for on the cheap.
Right. So shout out to our boy cousin Danny, because boy
Ride or die
he's still
MB.
yeah.
Talking about what team would want him. I know you said what team wouldn't want him.
Hmm.
Because you asked the question, what team would want him? I think it's
Right.
about 20 teams that would take him, but they're not giving you what you want in return.
See, that's what I mean. If that's the case, what's the use? You might as well keep him, because in the Sixers side, and I know they're gonna mess this up. They got big money. They got big money where they can sign a big time free agent. and they talking about who was they talking about? PG-13.
Paul
They
George,
yeah,
and Jimmy Butler. They talking about them two.
I'll take Jimmy Butler, but no Paul George. No.
Well,
Paul
Jimmy
George,
been hurt
no.
a lot the last couple years, though.
Yeah, I know, but if it was between them two, I'd rather have Jimmy Butler. If it was between them two, nah, But they got big money. They got big. They should sign a big time free agent. So I mean, like, what's the use of trading Embiid if you're not going to get the value you think that you should get from him? I say you might as well just keep him.
Unless you're trading them for future draft picks or something, you might be able to do that.
Right.
Get like a mid-level player that's like okay, but not like a superstar on a supermax contract, and get like a first pick or 2 first-round picks or something like that. That might be swing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
All right, then. Well, you can reach the Judgementals on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube at pnljudgementals, Instagram at _judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, then.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
That's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back.